Kenny, the Pirate women's basketball team got a split on the road in Oregon last weekend. A tough game at Willamette on Friday night, and then pulling out a nice win at Linfield on Saturday. Why don't you take us back through those two games and tell us what you saw and what you take out of it?
Yeah, starting on Friday night at Willamette, we knew that was going to be a tough one. Them coming off a victory with some momentum against Pacific the previous weekend. We knew that they were really just playing well, and their ability to mix up defenses is something that we knew is just tough for players to kind of adjust to on the fly as a staff. As much as you want to prepare your group for it, it's something where it's hard to find that rhythm, and I think that was something that we were able to cope with really well through the first 2.5, even full 3 quarters, and then into the fourth, they kind of picked up their defensive intensity a little bit. We weren't able to execute and stay disciplined on the offensive end, and they were just able to really, get whatever they wanted in the paint. So that was something that, for Willamette, we were happy with the performance the first 3 quarters, but just kind of lacked a little bit of focus to finish the game, and then carrying it over to Saturday. It was nice to have a quick turnaround, as it always is following a loss. We're able to kind of mitigate some of the turnover bug that had bitten us a little bit over the non-conference and early portion of the conference season, and then following that, our defensive effort on the defensive glass was really key for us, just to not allow them multiple shots. And this is probably one of the few games this year we've had less turnovers than the opponent, and that was definitely a key to us pulling that game out.
You talk about being at this point in the season. As you look back now and you evaluate, in what areas do you feel like this team has improved the most over the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Coming from this last Saturday, I'd say, the turnover area, going from a game or sometimes in the season where we averaged, between 18 and 22, then getting that down to single digits was something that was really big for us on Saturday. So I think limiting the turnovers is going to present us a great opportunity that, the second half of conference, and then just shoring up things like executing the game plan, trying to key in on specific personnel when other teams have, 1 or 2 shooters, really taking them away and not allowing them to get to their strength, and then only allowing teams 1 shot. So I'd say, keying in on game plans as far as personnel, not turning over the ball as much, and then the defensive glass have been the big 3 that we've improved on, but still have so much room to grow.
This week, you're going to start the second round of Northwest Conference games against Pacific Lutheran and Puget Sound, teams you saw way back in December. In what ways have they changed and present different matchups maybe than the first time we saw them?
I think they're very similar as far as style-wise, what they did and what they do now. They just do it more focused and harder and better. That's kind of the way things go. That's the beauty of conferences. They know what you do, you know what they do. It's just who can take people out of what their stuff better. PLU, we know that they change defenses as well, and they run a really solid, disciplined half-court offense. So really just playing smart, being disciplined of guarding whatever their actions for 20 or 25 seconds, and then finishing with the rebound and not fouling. And then, going to Saturday night, UPS, they haven't lost in conference. They're really rolling well. They've been down in some games, so it hasn't just been like firm running the whole time. So they've seen some challenges and some battles. So we know what it's going to take to both to put together a strong performance. It's nice to have a full week of prep after we had the big snowstorm and stuff in the first go around. We didn't get a ton of preparation for those games, so it's going to be nice to have a full week going into it, and hopefully we can shore up some of the mistakes that bit us early in the PLU game and things that kind of were the detriment to us in the second half of that UPS contest.